Chris from outside Atlanta, Georgia writes in. He goes, "Hi, YMYW team. I love the podcast and learn new things each week. You recently addressed whether it might make sense to claim Social Security before age 70. If you plan to invest the money, you said that this only works if you are certain that you will invest all the money and won't need the payments or spousal benefits later in life." Remember saying that?
No, but maybe.
Do you believe that statement? Is that something we would say?
Well, I think it's possible you could do better by taking Social Security early, investing, depending upon your rate of return. So that it's possible.
Sure, yeah, I guess. I could say with as much certainty as anyone can that my husband and I will not need our Social Security. We are 57 and 61 today. We each had great careers, and we'll have about $3,500 per month apiece if we wait until age 70 to claim our benefits. Spousal benefits are not a concern, as we each have our own account. We have no health concerns or reasons to believe we won't live until age 70. We are currently in the 24% tax bracket. We have $2.8 million in retirement and non-retirement accounts. My husband is still working, but we already receive over $15,000 per month in pensions, split fairly equally between the two of us. We have no debts or mortgages. Sounds like Chris is in a pretty good spot.
It seems like it. Yep.
Because our pension and current income will well exceeds what we'll need to live on. Our portfolio is very aggressive. If we claim Social Security early, we would invest that money equally aggressively. So I think we meet the criteria that might make it beneficial to claim early and invest. All right. Well, let's see. I have two questions. First, how do taxes figure into the analysis, and whether or not this is a good idea? Second, if we claim early, would we claim at 62 or at full retirement age, or 67? What would we need to consider when making that decision? Since I'm almost 62, my estimates should be more accurate. My statement says that I will get $2,000 at 62, $2,800 at 67, $3,500 at 70. Thanks for all the fun and great suggestions that you bring each week. Okay, pretty cool. Well, do taxes play something in Chris's decision here? And I think because they make so much money in their pensions, I mean, they're already going to be paying at the highest level.
Yeah, they are. However, I guess that in my way of thinking, taxes do come into this calculation because you're paying taxes early. In other words, you're getting Social Security benefits early, but you're also paying taxes. So if you really want to do this right, I think you have to figure out what are your net of taxes, Social Security payments, what your investment rate of return is, and then you're going to compare that to what it would be if you waited longer. And assuming you still don't need the money, you can invest that and see where you end up at age 80 or 85 or 90. But it all depends upon your rate of return, which is a very hard thing to predict.
It's impossible. I mean, you can look at, 6%. Are you going to get 8%? Or are you going to get,
10 or more?
Yeah, right. Because what she needs, or what Chris needs to do is, okay, at age 62, and so they're going to live well beyond, let's say, what's life expectancy, 90?
Well, we know that a couple age 65, there's a 50% chance that one of them will make it to age 91 or 92.
So let's say 90 is the number.
Just say 90.
So if she, Chris takes the Social Security at 62, so that's $24,000 roughly,
right,
per year. And if I go to 62, so that's 28 years. So 28 years is how long that Chris will receive that 24,000.
Sure.
And assume 6%, 7%? What?
Yeah, that's 7, but you have to do that net of tax too. If you're really doing this right.
Right. So then the future value of that's $2 million that you would receive, right?
Yeah.
At 7%
Right.
minus tax. Let's
Right.
call it, maybe 30% of that, 70% of that. Net of tax, 1.5.
Okay.
So then you would look at, all right, well, if your benefit is 70 and you're going to, but you have a lot higher balance. You have $34,000 at age 70, and you're going to invest that at 7%.
Yeah. $3,500 a month starting at age 70 for 20 years. What do you get there?
At 7%, future value of that is 1.5. Right. So,
Yep.
I mean,
And
that's the gross number.
And then net of tax, if you're using 70%,
Right.
it's 1.1 ish, 1.2.
So
yeah, you can make an argument for that. It's not what I would do. And this is not advice, but what I would do is I would at least have one spouse wait till age 70, just because of the spousal benefit, that if one survives the other, they get the higher of the two benefits. I think that's sensible.
Yeah. I mean, if you run a certain rate of return, claiming early and growing it at a higher rate, of course, is going to make it look better, but life is uncertain.
Yeah.
And so
sequence of returns, you may do this and then the market tanks.
Then you die and then it goes to the heirs.
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So I guess what are the goals? Is the goals to pass as much as possible to the kids? Well, or is the goal to maximize your overall retirement? Is the goal to, just accumulate a bunch of, wealth and look at your statements and, who knows? But you're right. Al and I look at Social Security maybe a little bit differently. We don't look at it as an investment. We look at it as a guaranteed fixed income that you can't outlive. And if you don't need that income, well, then I guess you could take it early and invest it. And if you invest it prudently, yeah, you would probably be more well off net of tax if you received a decent rate of return of anywhere from 6 to 8%.
Sure. I agree with that.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.